Good evening. I'm Richard Daniel Curtis. I'm the chair of the awards. I set these up back in 2019. It is fantastic to have a real in-person award ceremony. Woo! Excellent. For those of you that don't know the history, the first ever mental health awards were scheduled for 5 weeks after the first lockdown. So hence, this is our first one, you see. So it's very exciting. That also is why, you had so I've explained this to some of you, but there's a massive gap in between you sending stuff in, like in April, May time, and then you're like, they've gone silent. Maybe there are no awards. Maybe this is all just to get some personal information. It was because we were trying to sort this out. It took us 3 months to find a venue, and I have to say well done to Sophia over there, because Sophia found us this wonderful venue. So there we are. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get on and enjoy the evening. So, to my right, may I introduce you to Gemma Gordon, who is going to be hosting us this evening. And then to my left, can I introduce you, if you don't already recognise him, to Charlie Condou, who is going to be, I don't know what he's doing really. Presenting the awards, there we go, you see. You're going to be presenting the awards, excellent. And he has a stack of gold envelopes, basically, yes. We've had long discussions about the colour of the envelopes, because obviously purple, if you don't look at the logo, purple is the brand, and I was like, no, we want purple envelopes. But I was overruled, and the office decided we've got gold envelopes. So there we are. We have gold envelopes to open. So there we are. Right. Anyway, this is the point. I'm going to hand over to Gemma to get going.
Yes. Thank you, Rich. Hello. Hey guys, I'm just going to say you are going to get pretty tired of my voice, okay? But there's so much good work that needs to be shared. So just bear with me, I'll try and make it as interesting as possible. But we are celebrating all the amazing work that continues to go above and beyond every single year. And after founding the awards in 2020, Richard, myself and the team have loved hearing all the amazing stories that bring us together every year. Tonight's itinerary consists of a few categories that recognise the efforts and aspects of mental health and well-being. And we would love to ask that one person from the winning organisation comes up and makes a little speech, or just show your face, whatever you prefer. So, Rich, you are going to announce the first category.
There we go. I just realised I walked over there and I've got to come back because I looked at the script. There we go. By the way, you can tell I'm the non-professional on the up here, can't you? Right, so the first category that we're going to introduce is the inspirational story. Now, this category came about because there are so many people that are using their experiences or experiences of those around them to actually change lives. And so this is at the very heart of what we want to do by inspiration, or what we want to celebrate by inspirational story. So Gemma and I are going to talk you through the inspirational stories that were shortlisted for this year.
Perfect. Okay, so Kieran Jones. He used his experience of mental health difficulties to co-design community mental health services with an NHS trust. He has led a mental health charity, supported people in crisis, established a peer support network, and used social media to normalise mental health. Swapsies.
Excellent. We are literally going to just be doing this, aren't we? I'm going to sit down at some point and leave it to the professionals, but I'll just get a bit of attention first. Right, Sophia, PowerPoint, please, because there were some lovely words up here about Kieran. You see, I don't want you to miss the lovely words about Kieran before we move on to the next one. Excellent. So our second shortlisted nominee for this category was Debbie Teal. Debbie has overcome her own journey to promote patient voice, peer support, and clinician awareness of the experience of mental health users. I think something that many professionals could do with some more of. From being told at one point that her difficulties would mean that she would be unable to work ever again, Debbie is now seen as a national advocate of sufferers across the country. And now, because there were only 2 shortlisted nominations in that category, it's over to Charlie with his gold envelope. No pressure here or anything, Charlie.
I've always wanted to do this. And say, and the winner is. And the winner is, for inspirational story, Debbie Teal.
We're just going to go sit down. Thank you. 13 years ago, I was an invisible service user, known only by my patient number or my diagnosis. And the psychiatrist said to me, "You're always going to be ill, you're always going to be medicated, and you'll never work again." I believed him. He was the expert. And because he gave me a terminal life sentence, I took an overdose. I didn't want to live. I woke up in hospital, really annoyed that I'd failed with the overdose. And part of being discharged was that I was referred to psychology. And there I saw a leaflet out for wellbeing. I took a part, and that's what saved my life. And I started talking initially to service users to give them hope, because I thought if he said that to me, he's going to say that to other people. And then the experts started asking if I'd talk at their events. So I did. And I've done lots of talks up and down the country. And on the way here, I was just looking at some of the feedback from one of the GPs who had heard me speaking. And it just reminds me why I do it, to make a difference, to give every service user a voice, because I've been that invisible service user. And I want everybody to be able to have a voice and a choice in their own care, which is something I didn't have for 40 years. Thank you.
Wow, well, thank you so much, Debbie. That is incredible. So now we're going to move on to the second category, which is Nominate a Professional. This is a category open to public nomination for mental health professionals who have made a significant difference in their work.
Me again, sorry. I do stop in a minute, it's all right. There's like an official script that tells me to sit down, so it's all right. The first professional that was nominated, and these are just wonderful, wonderful nominations that come in every year. First professional is June Dixon. June is passionate about breaking the stigma surrounding mental health. She founded a company called Environmental Health Community Interest Company in 2019 to provide mental health first aid training across Scotland. She has been involved in strategic management roles, organisational development, future-proofing, change management, and has personally trained over 700 mental health first aiders.
And secondly, we have Sarah Clay, who is a psychotherapist nominated by one of her former patients for her work, helping patients overcome their past and to thrive in their lives.
And third, but not least, Dr. Susan Lawler. This is why I like in-person events, because you don't get this on Zoom. Susan took over the running of State of Mind Ireland after the tragic death of her brother in 2018. State of Mind Ireland provide mental health services to those in need and were one of the few organisations to continue to provide face-to-face services during the pandemic when so many other services for service users were just closed and faced with shut doors. So it was amazing to read about an organisation that continued to provide those vital services during a very difficult time. Now, this is the point I'm going to pass over to Charlie for a very tightly thought.
Oh. And the winner is Sarah Clay.
Now, unfortunately, with events over the last couple of days, Sarah can't join us. So I'm very sorry to that. I did, however, give her a phone call a couple of hours ago, and she said I needed to read this to you. I feel really stunned and honoured to have won this category, and I'm so sorry that I cannot be there tonight to celebrate all the amazing work that everyone else in the room is doing. This award really goes to my client who nominated me. She stuck with our therapy through really tough work and never gave up. Her nomination and this award is a tribute to the power of a therapeutic relationship, the essence of our work. I hope you all have a fantastic evening.
Shame she couldn't be here, but that's lovely. So we're now going to move on to the outstanding contribution to the sector, a category devoted for those working in the mental health sector who have made an impact to the sector as a whole, not just the organisation that they work for. Back over here, Rich.
Yeah, I've done it again. This is my last bit of talking from. All right, I had to sit down in a minute. All right, I'll go away. So the first person nominated to this, and it's really important that I want to stress, as chair of the judging panel, this is not a category that's about someone who's done their job for a long time. This is about someone who has an impact well beyond their role, well beyond their day-to-day work, someone that has an impact on the wider community. So the first person that was nominated was Ryan Hopkins. Ryan, go on, we getting to that? Yeah. As is being displayed behind me, Ryan is an individual who works tirelessly to develop wellbeing in other companies. He uses social media speaking opportunities to engage with thousands of people and help them to think about their wellbeing and their happiness.
Next, we have Tareem Khan, who is the operational lead for Supporting Humanity and has been instrumental in increasing the impact of their work. She has set up a peer support network, yoga, chai and cha sessions, and has raised tens of thousands to support the charity. Beyond that, she has also set up Reach Out, a program in schools to make children aware of symptoms and what to look for and help them and others when they're not sure when to obtain support from. Charlie? Charlie?
That was miles away. I thought there was another one coming. And the award goes to Tareem Khan.
Does it work? Yeah, it works. Hello, everybody. Good evening. First of all, thank you, everyone. Oh,
Got it here for you.
Shall I take it now?
You're
not going to run away with it, are you? Okay, good. First of all, thank you so much for having us here today. A massive thank you to the organisers for this event. I did not realise how amazing and huge you were until I Googled you and found out about how amazing and how privileged this honour is to have been nominated. And thank you to whoever nominated me as well. when I was just sitting there listening to all the amazing work that Ryan's done, I don't know where Ryan is. Where are you, Ryan? I was thinking, wow, that's amazing, and I wish you the best of luck. And I hope I can follow some of what you're doing. Yeah, thank you. And as like everybody in this room, you're here for a reason. Mental health is one of those things that you don't actually see it. You know, when we see somebody with a broken arm or a broken leg or someone limping, we go and help them instantly, you know. Or if you see someone that's a little bit crippled or can't see, you help them cross the road. But mental health is something that cannot be seen. It's something that needs to be looked out for. And quite often, we don't look out for it enough. And the purpose of supporting humanity is to destigmatize that notion, is to make mental health part of our daily conversation, not just with adults and elderly, but also with the children who are also struggling with mental health related issues. 1 in 4 people struggle with mental health related problems once a week. That's majority of us in this room this week have had some sort of a mental health related breakdown this week, but we just didn't realize. Or maybe we did, but a person sitting with us didn't realize. So the institution, the concept, or whatever you're doing here to build awareness for mental health is so amazing and so important that I cannot thank you enough for creating this platform and for acknowledging all of us here. So thank you so much. And thank you so much for the award. It means a great deal to us. And the charity, our charity is called Supporting Humanity, and we're made up of 300 volunteers. And we are all volunteers that have some sort of trauma that we have had to overcome. And what brings us together as a family is the fact that we care about mental health, and we want everyone to be able to talk about it and to deal with it. And we will find a way, a channel, or a method to help you overcome it.
Thank you so much, Tareem. I'll let them get their cheeky photo. Fabulous. Okay, so the next category of tonight, we will be visiting the stories of the organisations who went above and beyond to support people through something that I think we all struggled with, which was the pandemic. Now, these organisations in this category worked hard and were recognised for developing innovative approaches to support people during this difficult time. So, the nominees are NHS Practitioner Health. NHS Practitioner Health is a free self-referral confidentiality service for health and social care professionals who suffer with mental health and addiction issues. The multidisciplinary service is led by general practitioners with staff including psychiatrists, mental health professionals, administrative and management. Around 100 practitioners deliver assessments, pharmacotherapy, individual and group training, and case management to support them in the return to work or training. During the pandemic, the service offered online treatments, conferences, signposting, peer support, and introduced a wellbeing app. The web resources attracted more than 460,000 users over 12 pandemic months, and this is in comparison to the 6 pre-pandemic months where 64,000 users accessed the resources. So quite a big difference there. Next, we have the National Church Institutions. The National Church Institutions Okay, I'm now going to make a mental note to let people clap before I go on. Okay, so the National Church Institutions exist to support the mission and ministries of the Church of England. During the pandemic, they ran a number of initiatives to support their people, including those who provide support for the public. These included drop-ins and support through the holiday periods, film and gardening clubs, resilience training, and sharing headspace sessions for leaders, hosted open spaces for people to reflect on Black Lives Matter, team-ran check-ins, leaders reinforced and modelled their support with high levels of flexibility and by talking about their own well-being, and daily newsletters and monthly town hall meetings. As a result, when surveyed, 90% of their people felt supported during the pandemic. So, Charlie.
And the winner is National Church Institutions. Let's do the picture first.
Thank you so much. It is such a privilege to accept this award on behalf of everyone, actually everywhere, who worked so hard during the pandemic to look after one another's well-being. And that was certainly, that's how we could apply for this award, because everyone at the National Church Institutions got involved, and they've already read an amazing list of how that happened. But trust and well-being were front and centre of how we worked together during the pandemic. And that is what led to that amazing result that 90% of our people felt supported. Thank you for recognising us with this award. Thank you to the team at the root of it for what you are doing to champion mental health and for organising tonight. And one of the groups that really went above and beyond were our mental health first aiders, and I've had 3 of them here with us this evening. And I'm now going to hand over to Simeon to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Jess. Thank you very much indeed. So I'm going to have to say thank you very much again, because without the support of our HR colleagues and senior management, it wouldn't have been possible for us to be here today. As such, we salute you and the rest of your team, of course. Now, it's very humbling to be of assistance to so many people in such a time of need. And the changes to not only work patterns, but also lifestyles was overwhelming for some. For others, there was uncertainty and several questions. As an organisation, the National Church Institutions, commonly known as the NCIs, got to work immediately, providing communication and equipment to enable the staff to work from home productively in a safe environment. This was a great aid. However, there was still a need for that personal touch. Some of our colleagues struggle with the human interaction, or without the human interaction as well, because if you think, some people had families at home, some didn't, some were in, so it varied. So in some cases, they weren't able to see colleagues. They weren't able to see friends and families too. But the NCI's mental health first aiders rose to the challenges. And we faced it and dealt with it in a number of ways. We regularly met, remotely of course, because it was a pandemic. We discussed different methods and strategies to actually get our people together, supporting one another, etc. And we never lost sight of also ensuring that we were okay, because as mental health first aiders, you also have to ensure that you're okay, and that's important. During the pandemic, we had monthly online meetings, which were open to everyone within our organisation. And these meetings served several purposes. They provided a feeling of normality. Individuals were able to communicate with one another, other colleagues, people that weren't in their own teams. And they also had access to the mental health first aiders. Ideas, coping mechanisms, best practices, and stories were shared and exchanged. In some cases, these meetings were the catalyst for subsequent meetings with the one-to-ones with the mental health first aiders. And during the holiday periods, we also put together a Christmas rota so that there was continuous cover throughout the year, even when people were on holidays. An interesting aspect of being a mental health first aider is not something that immediately comes to your mind when you volunteer for this role. You were trained to listen to people, spot signs and signpost people. But something that you see as you do the job is that some people just need someone to listen to, or someone to listen to them. It's just having someone who may be neutral, that they can just talk to. And that's something that we should value and realise in what we're doing. Listening here is a strong thing. I'm just going to wrap up by saying thank you to Root of It for organising today and this evening and everything else, and everyone that's here. Give yourselves a warm round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have you got oh, okay. Just one more time.
Amazing. Well, congratulations, National Church Institutions. So the next category we're going to celebrate tonight is the long-term impact category. This category recognises the work organisations have done and the impact they've had over a long period of time. So the first nomination is Innovating Minds CIC. So Innovating Minds delivers training and clinical support to educational and community settings to open access and early help, creating mentally healthy environments that have a sustainable impact. They train facilitators to deliver the Trauma-Informed Healing Together programme to children and young people impacted by domestic abuse. The library of programmes continues to expand to support children experiencing angry feelings and children with ongoing stress and anxiety. They also provide access to quality clinical supervision to ensure schools and other organisations provide their staff with a safe space to process any difficult information that they are exposed to. Now, the second category is Cheshire and Wirral Partnership NHS Foundation Trust in partnership with the Martin Gallia Project. So Cheshire and Wirral Partnership provide mental health services for local people across Wirral and Cheshire. One of their partnerships is with the Martin Gallia Project, an organisation dedicated to preventing suicides, breaking down stigmas and supporting families, including those bereaved by suicide. The organisation was established by Jessica Gallia as a direct response to the impact of the death by suicide of her father Martin in 2017. As a result, in 2019, the UK's first suicide prevention, intervention and postvention service opened its doors. Next, we have the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. I think they added in an extra clap. In 2008, the Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra created a music and health programme using music to aid the recovery and well-being of those living with mental and physical health concerns. Working in partnership with the NHS Trust, they deliver musical programmes across inpatient settings and to the local community. To make their work as accessible as possible, they have also developed a social prescribing programme welcoming referrals from GPs, link workers and mental health charities. Over the last 15 years, 17,000 service users, their families and carers have benefited from the music and health programme. Shall we? Next, we have NHS Practitioner Health. Now, we've already heard about NHS Practitioner Health, a free self-referral confidential service for health and social care professionals who suffer with mental health and addiction issues. First established as a small pilot in 2008, when it was recognised that those in healthcare can struggle too across mental health treatment due to confidentiality concerns, stigma, and fear of impact on their career and professional life. Initially, it was only accessible to doctors and dentists in London, but now this organisation has grown to provide national services to healthcare professionals in England and Scotland. Over 15 years, PH has treated more than 25,000 practitioners and has become the largest publicly funded provider of its kind globally. Okay, second to last, we have Manor View Group. Manaview Group is an independent Scottish hospitality group with over 500 team members across 11 venues. The team grew exponentially following the acquisition of additional venues before, during and after the COVID pandemic. Creating a community and culture of support and care with initiatives to help prevent, identify and support colleagues with mental health challenges, it's been a key and core focus for the central team. Over the past few years, Manaview has introduced structure and a vision to making hospitality better for everyone, and mental health being the key component of that vision. Okay, finally in this category, we have QB Tech. So QB Tech and the Focus ADHD, AHSN, Rich, the script. QB Tech and the Focus ADHD, AHSN Network, NHS National, thanks guys, NHS National Programme has supported CAMS and paediatric services nationally to improve ADHD access and assessment offer to children as part of the Quality Improvement and Efficiency Initiative. Pre-COVID-19, children in the UK waited on average about 18 months for an ADHD diagnosis, but implementing QB test has served to reduce the diagnostic delay, released clinical capacity that can be reinvested into waiting list initiatives, improving patient flow and access. And since launching at the start of the pandemic, the impact has been saving over 20,500 clinical hours in 69 trusts, with over 55,000 patients benefiting since the start of the programme in 2020. Wow. Okay, and Charlie.
A strong category, I think you'll agree, but there can be only one, as far as we know. And the winner is NHS Practitioner Health.
Good evening. Is this working? Yes, I think so. Thank you so much to the organisers. It's an honour to receive this on behalf of my team. So a huge well done to all our clinical staff, our operational staff. Our service began, as mentioned, in 2008, and that was due to numerous conversations of the lack of support for doctors and dentists at the time. And unfortunately, it was due to a tragedy of a consultant taking the life of her and her baby why the service begun. So 15 years later this year, we have seen over 25,000 patients. We're open to all health and care professionals, but this award is really dedicated to all the health and care professionals that trust and believe that we can help them. So thank you.
Amazing, so congratulations to the team at NHS Practitioner Health. Now, our next category for tonight is Innovative Proactive Wellbeing Activity, which is an award dedicated to organisations that are taking an innovative approach to support people's well-being and avoiding mental health difficulties. And the nominees are Black Country Women's Aid. So Black Country Women's Aid offers a sensitive and holistic support to help victims and survivors to escape from violence, cope with trauma, and rebuild their lives. They support around 9,000 women, children, and men from the West Midlands every year with staying safe, therapy, accommodation, benefits, employment and education advice, crime reporting, court support, and other recovery tools. Road Chef Motorways. So, So Road Chef is one of Britain's leading roadside service area operators, welcoming more than 52 million customers every year. They operate in 30 different locations on the motorway and major trunk roads across the length and breadth of the country. Their wellbeing initiatives include WageStream, a financial wellbeing app employees can use to access their earned wages prior to payday, as well as financial advice and tips. A hospital plan to support staff who are in hospital, hardship loans, introducing community parties, increasing subsidised meals for staff, breakfast facilities for staff, free sanitary products, events for staff and their families, and increased flexible working. Okay, the next one I love saying, we have Oomph Wellness. So Oomph Wellness is focused on wellbeing activities for older adults. They provide exercise and activity solutions, from training and supporting care teams to providing exercise classes and wellbeing activities for residents and their staff. Their Oomph's Activities and Wellbeing platform, developed during the COVID-19 pandemic, has over 1,800 care homes subscribed. The on-demand wellbeing and activities platform, created specifically for the social care sector and by experts in wellbeing, mental health, dementia, nutrition, gives care homes, residents and staff access to specialist activity programs, wellbeing programs and content tailored to the residents' specific needs and requirements. Next, we have Student Roost. Student Roost is the third largest purpose-built student accommodation provider in the UK, with over 50 properties in 21 cities across England, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales. Each year, they accommodate more than 20,000 students, and their recent survey showed that 90% of students felt comfortable to ask their teams for support with their own housemates' well-being most of all, or most of the time, and in their Behind Closed Doors initiative. They ensure that all property team members who are student-facing are trained to give guide posting and boundary setting and how to assist other students in distress. Next, we have Aramark UK and Ireland. Aramark is a customer service business in hospitality, food service, healthcare and facilities management. They employ over 15,000 staff within a range of sectors, from defence to business and industry, education and healthcare. The Aramark Health and Wellbeing team constructed a holistic approach to wellbeing, incorporating 3 pillars: eat well, think well and perform well. Take 15 sits under the Think Well pillar and is their mental health awareness campaign. It encourages employees, clients and customers to take booster breaks throughout the workday, and the campaign is so successful that it's been adopted by Aramark internationally in the US, Canada and Germany. Next, we have Christie Private Care. The Christie, better get this one right. The Christie Private Care is a specialist oncology facility that works in partnership with the Christie Hospital Foundation Trust. They treat and support patients and their loved ones with all stages of cancer throughout diagnosis, treatment, moving forward after cancer treatments, and have finished and end-of-life care. In 2016, they developed the Wellbeing Space. This program provides group support to patients at the end of their curative treatment, those with non-curative cancers and the partners of patients who are in a non-curative situation. They continually develop the groups directly from patient feedback to make sure that they're able to meet the needs of their participants, and rather than just provide something that they might think be helpful. Okay, just a few more. We have Briggs Equipment Group. Briggs Equipment is an asset management and engineering service specialist. They have a dedicated wellbeing hub which hosts all their campaigns, helpful resources and much more. They have a company social networking wellbeing channel where colleagues post helpful tips and information and share content on their intranet in their quarterly business magazine and across social media channels. Okay, last but not least, we have the Sharpen Trust. So the Sharpen Trust is a registered charity based on a 550-acre estate adjoining a 3-mile stretch of the River Dart in South Devon. They're a charity that want to help build a more mindful, compassionate and environmentally sustainable world and foster mindfulness and well-being through a programme of retreats, events and courses, including their innovative Mindful in Nature course, supporting people with poor health with nature mindfulness practices. Now over to Charlie.
Well done. That was a lot, wasn't it?
Get some water.
Doing really well. You get a glass of water. I've got the really easy job of saying like literally 2 lines. And the award goes to Road Chef.
Now, something like you may have noticed, there's a bit of a storm going on at the moment, so therefore Road Chef couldn't join us because they're a bit busy, so I'm sorry about that. However, I've got another speech. This is where I get to present. The judges, this was a very tough one, and there were some brilliant ones, and I have to say a special mention of Briggs, who, bless them, entered a completely different category, and we said, actually, you're a lot stronger in this category. And they said, okay, that's fine, which was wonderful. But no, it was a really hard one to judge. I've got judges in the room who will tell you how hard this one was to judge. But it was very clear for us, in the end, the Road Chef were there. So, here's their little speech, it's a whole A4 page. Here at Road Chef, we have strived to create a culture where employees can talk openly about mental health and wellbeing, and we have taken positive steps to offer different types of support to our very diverse workforce. How do you do it? We recognise that there is both a benefit to the business and the team where mental health and wellbeing is well supported. We have tried to look at innovative ways to support our teams, for example through the stressful cost of living crisis, providing interest-free hardship loans and a business-funded community pantry on each of our sites, where employees can access groceries if they are in financial difficulties. So well done to Road Chef.
Cool. Okay, here we go. The next category for tonight's award is Innovative Mental Health Intervention, which is an award dedicated to organisations that have an innovative approach to supporting those who are experiencing mental health difficulties. So firstly, we have Net Park Wellbeing. Network Wellbeing Project is a mental health wellbeing intervention formed in 2016 as a collaboration between Southend-on-Sea City Council and arts organisation Metal Southend. It offers a 12-week programme of activities such as journaling, digital art, exploring outdoor spaces, trips to Hyde Hall, yoga, art trauma, and therapy psychoeducation to help participants improve their mental health and wellbeing. Referrals to the service are made from social care, GPs, social prescribers, learning disability groups, dementia services, community mental health teams, and social housing projects, with no cost to referring bodies or participants. The project works with Metal Arts and their artists in residence to share a variety of art practices with the participants. This year, Metal secured additional funding from the Community Investment Board for Specialist Men's Trauma Group and Deaf and Non-Hearing Groups. The project has proved to be a lifeline for those living in Southend and surrounding districts who struggle to access help due to mental health issues, with over 200 participants last year. Secondly, we have Keep Talking services. Keep Talking Services is a telephone befriending service that matches health and social care students with individuals in the community who are struggling with loneliness and mental health issues. Their service provides weekly social interaction that empowers their clients and reminds them that they are valued members of their community. Unlike traditional mental health services, they focus on treating the person, not just the illness, by offering a friendly conversation that can make a huge difference to someone's day. Thirdly, we have E-Spirit Concrete, Free Your Instinct. So Free Your Instinct is an innovative charity that delivers Parkour coaching to people with a recognised mental health need. Parkour is a sport involving running, jumping and climbing to interact with the environment, encouraging participants to engage more positively with themselves and their environment. Parkour brings the benefits of physical activity and adventure therapy into the individual's lived environment. A lot of environment. Not finished, guys. Whilst participants learn Parkour, sessions focus on the development of aspects of mental health, such as overcoming obstacles, problem solving, managing fear, and reconnection post-COVID. Participants report that these sessions have had a positive impact on their mental health and supported a strong sense of community. And classes support some of the most vulnerable population groups, including adult mental health services, children and adolescent mental health services, community mental health services, Bangladeshi men's community mental health services, forensic services, and at-risk young people and migrant populations. Awesome. So next we have Sarah Banks Coaching. So Sarah Banks' personal IVF journey is the opening chapter in the formation of her business and its ongoing success. Launched in 2019, the IVF Positivity Planner is a valuable resource with a mission to increase support and improve the emotional experience for IVF patients globally. The Menopause Positivity Planner was successfully released in 2022. Through the Positivity Planner collection, Sarah provides personalised, evidence-based information to support customers make informed decisions about their health. And backed by experienced professionals, the business offers resources to help clients better understand their ever-changing experiences during the menopause and fertility treatment. The business offers a community of free support and empathy, so customers can find comfort and strength through shared experiences and real-life stories. Southdown is a Sussex-based voluntary sector providing of housing, care and support services. Their Staying Well project is a network of out-of-hours crisis prevention spaces that provide a safe space in a non-clinical setting for people feeling emotionally distressed. It offers psychological support, signposting to other services, and crisis prevention planning, aiming to help identify the strengths they already have and their coping skills. The service operates out of Eastbourne and Hastings Wellbeing Centres and their Wellbeing Hub in Brighton. Collectively, over the past year, Staying Well, the centres in the hub, have provided psychologically informed, recovery-focused mental health support to over 2,500 clients. Okay, next we have Capita. So, Capita. So Capita is a consulting, transformation and digital services business with over 50,000 employees globally. Safety Net is an initiative whose purpose is to ensure that Capita is providing the best care and support possible within its limits as an employer to individual employees who are experiencing HR-related issues complicated by issues related to health, well-being, safeguarding, or vulnerability. These cases are typically focused on individuals who report mental health concerns and suicidal ideation and self-harm. Okay, second to last, we have the SOAK. The SOAK is a specialist centre offering private outpatient mental health care and wellbeing services alongside coaching and leadership development. With 2 clinics based in South Kensington and Wimbledon, the SOAK offers psychotherapists, psychiatrists, psychologists, counsellors, therapists, and executive coaching specialists. They cover common behavioural health issues such as depression, anxiety, and other non-acute disorders, offer family therapy, child and adolescent counselling, and corporate wellbeing services. Cool, so last one we have Christie Private Care. So Christie Private Care's wellbeing space was also nominated for their innovative mental health intervention. This includes their Living with Cancer group and their Significant Other group for the partner and family of those with incurable cancer. So, final round of applause for Christie. And now over to Charlie to announce the winner.
Thank you. Yes, this was a particularly hard one for the judges to decide on a single winner. So they decided on 2 winners. So the winners of the is this the right one? Yes, the Innovative Proactive Wellbeing Activity Award. I seem to have a different envelope here. It says something different, but I think I've got the right names inside. Are Net Park Wellbeing and Southdown.
You all deserve your own picture.
Oh, you get 2 people to speak as well. I suppose the first thing I'd say, I'm Neil, I'm Chief Executive at Southdown, and our organisation was created 51 years ago as a response to people leaving long-stay mental health institutions. So I think it's really amazing that 51 years later, we've had to be innovative to stay really relevant. The other thing that's really quite ironic is one of our key things is we work in partnership. So it's quite ironic to then win with somebody else, because I think that's really the core emphasis of what we do as an organisation. I suppose the key things about how we work is our values are being a force for good and brilliant with people, but it's actually about the partnerships we do, about really taking sometimes quite scary ideas. So the Stay and Well project, and my team are here tonight. When we originally posed it, I had to get my board to understand that it wasn't so scary to actually do things late at night for people that had nowhere else to go. And I think that I'm really proud of the service, and I think it's a real alternative to people that are in crisis, particularly in diverting attention away from hospitals, A&E and all of that. So I think I'm really, really proud, and I'm slightly humbled because the calibre of everything I've heard tonight is just so amazing. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rutavit. We are really gobsmacked because we have been nominated for so many awards and never won anything, so we weren't expecting this. We are local authority and a arts charity. We operate on £50,000 a year, and we see over 260 people a year and keep them out of crisis clinics NHS, doctor's appointments and A&E. And yet we found out on Monday we're being made redundant. We will go back to Southend Council with this award and change their minds. So thank you so much.
It's you.
Yes, it's me. Okay.
Says Charlie's speech.
I didn't know that I had a speech. I'm just really here to say well done. Congratulations to everyone, to all the winners, to all the nominees. I think we can agree it's a particularly hard time at the moment for people, people with struggling with mental health. Ever since the pandemic, COVID, everything that we've been through with lockdown, and I think we'll be seeing the repercussions of that time for many years to come. And it's genuinely really inspiring to see all the people in this room who are actively doing such wonderful things and lifting people up in so many different ways. It's a real pleasure to be here. So thank you from me. Thank you very much to Richard for putting on the event, for doing such a wonderful evening, wonderful job. And of course, a fantastic thank you to Gemma, who's probably never spoken as much in her life, but really a brilliant round of applause to you for a fantastic evening. So thank you, and thank you for coming. I'll leave it up to Richard.
Right, a couple of logistical things. If you have won, congratulations. Mark is going to go and do official photographs at the back with Charlie, so don't leave without doing official photographs. You also have a box, because the first award I ever won in 2015 was a glass trophy, and it came without a box, and then I had to travel 70 miles with a glass trophy, trying not to, I was just holding it like this. So you've got a box, all right? So that's the logistics bit. Please do enter again. If any of you haven't won, the fact that you're here and we didn't not invite you tells you something. Because there are people that weren't invited tonight, just so that you know. We haven't just gone like, oh yeah, everyone. No, you are all here for a reason. All of you deserve a round of applause. And I'm gonna end the evening with a quote from one of our judges. So, Alison, who is a clinical psychologist, I believe, wrote me this: "Judging every year really brings a light to the darkness and restores my faith in humanity. It is so wonderful to see all the amazing work that is being done by all of the nominees as well as the well-deserved winners." So congratulations, everyone. And that's it. Good night. Thank you very much. If anyone wants any little tips on next year's entries and tweaks they could make, I'm very happy. Not tonight. Ping me an email. No, because I'm quite happy to say, actually, this is where, you could have just added a bit more. It's my judging panel, I'm allowed to do that. That's fine. But other than that, thank you all very much. Have you all had a good night? Excellent. And then off you go. Thank you.
So, how's it been for you presenting awards tonight?
It's been fantastic. I mean, I had the easy job because I just had to open the envelopes and announce the winners. But it's always fantastic, and I think it's such a fantastic award ceremony to recognise people that are working in the mental health industry. It's a tough time for people at the moment, and I think it's times like this that you realise what amazing work people are doing in their individual fields, and I think it's great to celebrate.
People are sort of unsung heroes, aren't they?
Absolutely, I think that's true, yeah. And it's lovely to be able to appreciate them.
Do you have a specific interest in the mental health area, or are you just generally supportive of this, these awards?
I mean, I think when I was in lockdown and my whole industry stopped, nothing was being filmed, theatre stopped, I took it upon myself to do to train to become a coach, to become a business coach, a life coach, and was very interested in working with people to achieve whatever it was, from working in leadership to working, with confidence in public speaking. What interested me most was the amount of people that came with mental health issues. And so I worked very closely with, I would say all of my clients had something that had come out of that period of time. And I've been very interested in working with people in the mental health
And it's also
sector for a long
shocking,
time.
say, for someone within your industry, because the whole industry is decimated.
That's right.
So your whole raison d'etre is gone, isn't it? So that must have a mental effect as well.
Absolutely, it was tough for all of us, but luckily it's all come back on now.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.